Hi and welcome to Siddha Sutra and Dialogues Under the Red Light. Hi and welcome to today's episode where we will talk about the keys to longevity. I would like to talk a bit about the term longevity. To be able to live longer, the longest you're able to.
Yes.
I know that's something that Siddha medicine also talks about, and I would like to hear if you could name some things that would be in the term longevity. What would you say to me if I wanted to live longer in the names of Siddha?
First of all, my interest in longevity began with a vision that I had when I was around 22, 23. I was in a car one evening going to the beach, and I dozed off in the car. And while I was dozing, I had this not exactly a dream, but it was more like a vision. And I saw a person in a coffin. And on examination, in a close inspection, I realized it is me in the coffin. You know, in the olden days there were photo negatives. I looked like a photo negative with dark skin and white hair. And I didn't think much of it at that time. But after half an hour, this gnawing feeling, I had this feeling, and that was this vision. What is it telling me? What was that telling me? I know that it was trying to tell me something. Then I realized, at least according to me at the time, that it was telling me about the shortness of life. That is my end. And then the question is, will I live until then? You might ask me, hey, what is happening? You will definitely live until then. But no. I realize that we are not living, we are existing. When you can see life from the point of an individual or from the point of a member of a society, I realized that I was looking at myself as a member of the society, following the laws of the society, fulfilling the norms that was imposed on me, voluntarily or otherwise, implied ideas of the society, which were not explicitly offered to me, but it is implied. So you cannot escape the requirements. So I realized that by still being a part and member of the society, how can I be an individual? And for that, I realized that I need time. I need health. I need my friends and relations, which gives meaning to the time and health in my life. So that brought me to the important aspect of longevity. How can I, and in the minimum, fulfill what is given to me as a lifespan? And then comes the question, how can I improve upon the given time? How can I extend it? And that is what I call longevity. Anything beyond, living beyond the allotted time for us. Let's say that it's 120 years as defined by Siddha medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, and even modern medicine. But we could live longer than that. There is no set limits. It was not until a few years ago that I got another confirmation on this from a very learned teacher of mine. He was probably close to 92 or 93 at the time when I met him. And the first question that he asked me was, what is the lifespan of a human being? I gave him the immediate canned answer, 120. He said no. No, I said, is it shorter? He said, no, it's 120 is very small. It should be much more than that. And then he told me that in general, mammals live 8 times their maturation age. So when we look at that from that point of view, we could live up till 180 years. That was, I really never reconfirmed his ideas, because what if it is not true? But now I trust and believe what he told me, and I am trying to tell myself, reprogramming my body from a very higher level through my mind, telling me that yes, my body can live longer.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Our perception is that we will not live longer than 90 or 100, not even 120.
Yes.
But if we keep that in mind, that, well, of course I have the possibilities to live until 180.
Yes.
Of course you will affect the body.
Yes. I think that I am hypnotizing my body every day in a way, so that it could in many months ago I would not have even though I tell myself this, I would not have completely believed that I could reprogram my mind by telling it. I thought that it was a new age hogwash. But now we know that even if we look at the computer, how computers are programmed, we can use voice as a way of programming a computer, writing commands, doing many things. And so why not? We are just doing the same thing. But in this hyper intelligent entity.
I see. So that's interesting. And then you talked about these like 3 pillars. You have the health, you have the time, and the friends and the people you surround yourself with.
Yes.
So each of these you can change, you can do something about.
Yes.
Would you say that one is more important than the other, or it's the 3
it's
together?
All the whole package.
Yeah, the whole package. Yeah.
The whole package. You cannot prioritize one over the other.
No.
If at all, I would say give priority. But it's all linked to each other.
Yeah.
You cannot improve your health in isolation.
No.
You can only improve your health in relation to others.
Yes.
Because that's when health get its meaning.
Yeah.
Finally, whatever we do, we need meaning.
Yeah.
We are beings of meanings. For everything we do, we have to find some kind of justification, whether it is to us or to who is surrounding us.
Yeah.
So meaning is important.
Yeah.
I think that without none of these things could be approached in isolation.
No. And there is something that's important to mention, because the Siddha medicine says that you can't only fix the symptom of someone. I have a stomach ache. You can't just look at my stomach. You have to look at my whole life, how, exercise, how I eat, how I live, how I feel, everything. And that's what you talked about. You can't just take one thing and improve that.
See, in the olden days, even in medicine, we didn't know so much things. But now, from what we know now, I could explain Siddha medicine better.
Yeah.
For example, when we talk about exercise, how is exercise helping the body? Until recently, we thought that it is building muscles and building muscles and creating efficiencies in the body. But it is far beyond that. Exercise will help burn the energy that we have stored in the body. And exercise and the currency of the body is ATP, adenosine triphosphate. See, when the body has an excess of ATP and it is not being converted and used as energy, then the ATP by itself can trigger changes inside the mitochondria that can in turn even damage the mitochondria, which are the energy factories of the body, the power stations of the cells.
Yeah. And this mitochondria, how the relationship between the mitochondria and the whole body, that's quite new to you, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
So what's the importance of the mitochondria? It's the energy of the body, but what does it do to you?
I've been learning about mitochondria ever since my school days.
Yeah.
But I never really grasped the importance of mitochondria and how the body is powering itself. Even in medical school, we learned about mitochondria, and then we learned about all the other things and forgot about it.
Yeah.
But see, one thing that stuck to my mind from the first day of learning Siddha medicine, this ancient medicine, is that when I first went for my class, my teacher told me that his quest is to find one answer for all the health problems, which was very perplexing for me.
Yeah.
I come from a background where we have one pill for an ill.
Yeah.
Every ill has its own pill.
Yeah.
But now I'm hearing this concept of one medicine that can fix everything. So from this point in time, looking back, I can understand what he sort of meant.
Yeah.
He's not alive anymore, so he cannot really clarify my point.
No.
But I think that he was looking at the fundamental qualities of the cells and what makes it exist. And the most important necessity for any cell is energy.
Yeah.
So when that pathway is not working properly,
When the conversion
then
is working,
then we have diseases and disorders.
Yeah.
But when it is working properly, then the body is in health,
Yeah.
and in turn in wellness,
Yeah.
and in turn on the path of living longer. Does it answer your question?
Definitely does. It's really interesting because the cell is what builds our body. So of course, if the cell's not working correctly, our body cannot function.
No.
So it clarifies everything when you say it. But of course, you maybe haven't thought about it
Yes,
before.
I know that I can clarify my points more, and I realize that there are big holes in my knowledge base that we don't even know exist.
No.
So as and when more research is available, probably we can have even better solutions.
Yeah. So if this conversion between the mitochondria works for the energy, then our health will get better, and all these pillars will kind of solve themselves.
Yes. See, when once you improve one pillar, then the others will improve. Once you look at the other and improve the next one, even this will improve. So it is all like tied to each other. Now we are talking under this red light, and this also is a way by which you improve your mitochondrial functions. The near infrared and the infrared, along with red light, can go deeper into the mitochondria, where it could be absorbed, converting some of this light into energy currency of the human body. So this is a new information. We didn't know about this before.
No.
So this underscores the importance of getting great sunshine in the body. We think about vitamin D when we talk about sunshine, but every single ray from the sun is in one way or another enhancing the human body and life in general. So sun is also a very important thing in all of this. And these red lights, it's easy to get a hold of. It's not science fiction and everything. You can just buy one and sit under it and feel more energized. Yes. I would highly recommend red lights and light therapy in general. All the spectrum of colors, they all have their own uses. See, we are using clothes even when we go outside. I live in the tropics, and even here I wear a shirt. I can't go half naked outside, so I wear a shirt, and that is in turn preventing me from absorbing the right rays.
Yeah.
It is not just the eyes that are responding to light.
No.
Every single cell in the body is responding to light.
Yeah.
It's not converting that into vision,
No.
but that doesn't mean that it is not using light.
I see. So here we have some background about the Siddha medicine and the holistic view of the human being.
Yes.
But if we would compare the Siddha medicine to modern Western medicine,
Yes.
what is the main difference between these two medicines? Of course, the one is way much older,
Yes.
but can you point out some things you see differ?
Yes. First of all, I would like to see all the different systems of medicine as like different plants in a garden. So each adding to the whole appearance and the feeling that it evokes in the onlooker. So every medical science has its own strength, and so do it have its weakness. So the more we have, the better the picture is. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to learn as much as possible. Many people could understand how herbal medicine work, but finds difficulty in understanding how homeopathy work.
Yeah.
But I have to tell them that, hey, to have an allergy, you only need the molecule of an allergent.
Yeah.
If that can produce all these signs and symptoms of allergy, sneezing, seizing up, and so on, breathlessness, everything, then of course, even one molecule or a vibration of a chemical could evoke many things inside our body. And now that we know that we are beings, electrochemical beings, vibrational beings, so all at the same time, and biochemical beings at the same time.
Yeah.
So nothing is really negative to another one.
No.
It can all coexist at the same time and still be beneficial if we pick and choose it properly.
Yeah.
And answering your question, I cannot say, Siddha medicine is an evolved medical science. So it's been around for thousands of years.
Yeah.
So, and our ancestors were intelligent people.
Yeah.
We just didn't become intelligent 200 years ago or 300 years ago. Our ancestors were capable or more capable of looking at problems and thinking about solutions and testing the solutions to see if it is standing, the results are standing over time, over place, space, and even people. So they have gone through many of this, arriving at optimal solutions in many instances. Of course, they don't have answers for everything, but they have walked through paths that we haven't cleared yet. So, for example, in longevity, now in the past 20 years, 25 years, modern medicine is looking more and more into longevity. But the ancient medical sciences have approached this from a totally different point of view, but thousands of years ago, and arrived at solutions which are holistic.
Yeah.
But modern medicine is looking at small points. But when we combine both these approaches, from the micro and from the macro, the picture becomes clearer. It could help each other and take us far into the future.
Yeah. So the one couldn't live without the other, or could, but
but it is better when
together.
We have more. Yes. So I see that there is a movement among medical doctors to oppose anything non-medical.
Yeah.
Sometimes there is a lot of medicine in it. We are incapable of understanding the scientific basis
Yeah.
because we are still primitive in
Yeah.
our basic sciences.
Mm.
So the more knowledge we have, in the future we might be able to explain many things that we do not find explainable now.
Of course, and that you can see the modern medicine. Just if you wait 5 years, maybe the whole picture, the whole perspective has changed.
Change, of course.
And of course, if the Siddha medicine is so old, of course this thing is like evolution. It has evolved, and you come to more answers, as you said.
Yes.
So if we combine these two together, more
See,
answers.
whatever modern medicine is doing now, like reevaluating things, Siddha medicine had done it thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
And through these thousands of years ago, with many rewrites, what we have now is the distilled information that came to us over time.
Yeah. Yes. And with new technology from the modern,
Yes,
they
yes.
can combine. Great answer.